alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the peace, blessings, and mercy of our Creator be upon all of you who seek it. My name is Hasna Abdul Majid, and today I have a topic on my mind: cleaning out the vibrational closet. And it's something that just developed within a few minutes in my mind, but it's been in the works for months as I've been on my own path of self development and becoming the higher Hasna, the better Hasna, the Hasna that I am proud of. And with that has been this journey of detox. And I named my channel Ramadan Life because Ramadan incorporates two concepts that I feel should be always in my life. Ramadan, the month we're in now, is a time of developing closeness, bringing closeness and connection to the Creator as well as with the community. And there's so many layers of that I won't get into at this moment. And then rawness, getting back to the origins of things, that which is life-giving, nourishing, fresh, real. And I want that in every aspect of my life, not just in the food I eat, but the food that that is my interactions, the foods that are my interactions, what I listen to, what I take in spiritually, energetically. And so with this subject comes that subject of detox, and or rather being healthy. And with being healthy, you not only remove that which is not good, but you take in that which is good. Or I should say, you not only are feeding yourself, but also removing. And that's a part of being balanced and being healthy. So even with, as I'm thinking these days, with relationships, with the people in our life, it's not only about having more friends and more people and, being popular. No, it's about having true nourishment, true fulfillment that is sustainable. So when we pick a lifestyle, when we choose a lifestyle that we feel is more healthy and it has to do with our diet, we say, well, is this sustainable? Can I actually do this for more than 2 weeks? Can I do this for a month? And this is what I'm thinking about lately, because even with diet, I have this tendency to do things that are a bit extreme. And sometimes extreme is good. Sometimes we need one type of extremism to bring us to balance because we're going the other way. And the vegan movement, for example, it is in some ways, when you look at the global context of food and how native peoples have always eaten and respected the animals and yet eaten from their flesh, veganism is relatively an extreme answer to an extreme problem of animal abuse and degradation. So what I'm saying is that while we sometimes, we can have these extreme measures to bring ourselves into balance for a time, it's not sustainable. We need to cultivate that which is sustainable. And so with our food, for example, we may say, okay, I'm going to eat this. I'm going to eat this now because I know that I can do this for the rest of my life. I'm going to build up to what I can do for the rest of my life. And with relationships, also, we need to say, is it sustainable to really have 1,500 people that you communicate with? Is that going to nourish you? Or is that going to stress you out? Or is that going to lead to very superficial, artificial type of interactions? All that to say, when it comes to being balanced and being healthy, this can only occur when you value yourself. When you truly value yourself and know your value, then you will be around those that can also understand your value. To know your value means you invest in yourself. You invest time. You invest quiet time. You invest moments, long moments, phases, or what is the word that I'm looking for? I could even say chunks of time. You invest that time to meditate, to reflect, to ponder, to journal, to get to know yourself. That leads to truly knowing who you are and valuing who you are. That was a bit repetitive, but you understand what I'm saying. At the same way, or in the same way, I think it's time to break fast. I'm getting distracted. At the same time, in the same way, when it comes to another person in your life, whether it's you getting to know them or getting to know you, it's an investment to some level. Meaning, if a person really wants to know you and appreciate you and value you, it's going to take time. This is not the tangent that I went into on my first video, where I was thinking about this topic. I'm going in a completely different tangent, as I'm just flowing right now. I'm just flowing. But what is on my mind the most is, who do we allow in our life and who do we cut out? Just as I said with the foods, there's certain foods you're going to take in, there's certain foods that you're going to cut out if you want to be healthy, if you want to be balanced. So it's the same thing with people in our life. And there are certain people that I'm leading up to saying, if you value yourself and if you're becoming your higher self, you have to cut these people out. And these are those individuals who do not value your feelings, your thoughts, and your expressions. If a person has no regard for what it is that you feel, meaning they contact you, for example, and all they talk about is themselves, or you contact them and they have no interest in hearing about you. Now, someone like me, I'm long-winded. I will talk for a long time to express what I need to express, but I also will sit back and want to hear you speak for a long time. I want to hear you reciprocate and go deep and express. I want all the layers of who you are. That's so important for me in my relationships. So just as I need that time to express who I am, I also want to give you that time to express who you are, to express your journey, what you're going through, what you're thinking about, your background, your endeavors. If a person doesn't want to do that on any level, and it's all about them, cut them out, cut them loose. It's no point. There's no reason. It's all about them. Another type of person, or in the same category, is when you do voice a need to express something that you're going through, they don't really care. They don't care. They don't ask. It's really three categories. I'm working through this, people. I'm working through this. As I didn't take notes, I promised myself this is one goal. Next time I'm going to actually take notes before I do a video. So it will be not just my purging, as I'm purging right now. But I'm realizing it's three categories. Okay. The first person, it's all about them. Let's keep it simple. It's all about them. The second person, it's still all about them, but it shows in a different way. Not because they're just talking only about themselves and they don't even ever ask you about yourself. The other is that when you are expressing, or the third category is that when you are expressing something about yourself, they move on to a completely different subject. What you said is irrelevant. What you said has no bearing. What you said is just, they don't care. It doesn't matter to them. Cut those people out. Now, if an individual has done this once or twice and they've shown care in other ways, they've added value in your life in other ways, you can perhaps you can or should express to them how you feel. And if they continue to do it, you cut them out. You let them go. And that's really with the fourth category, where you've now expressed to a person, these are my needs. This is what I need from our relationship, or this is what a relationship or friendship is, and you're not fulfilling that. You can do that. Express that to them. And if they still don't, then just cut them loose. And I'm getting to a point where I have such good people in my life that the contrast of those that aren't as good is just very stark. I have people who are very caring and attentive, and they reach out and they want to know what I'm thinking about. They want to know what I'm feeling. And I have those people that I reach out to. Like there's one friend of mine, she always contacts me. She always calls. She always reaches out. I am not as good at that with her for some reason. I don't reach out as much with her. But I really appreciate her, and I care about her, and I care to hear about her life and know what she's doing. The fact that I don't reach out doesn't mean that I don't care. It just means that at that stage, when I am reaching out to others, it's because there's a certain alignment at that time. There's a certain alignment of thought or of experience or of something that was shared, and so it causes me to reach out to them again. So what I'm saying is that ultimately, because I lost my train of thought going on that tangent, is I know for me in my life, it's at a point, oh, I remember now. It's at a point where I don't feel the need to let people know as much unless there was a level of, true connection where I know they've given and I know that I've given, and we've shown one another that we care about each other. I may then say to that person, but sometimes it's so obvious and it's so blatant that they don't care, that it's no reason to really, you almost lower yourself by opening up that door and saying, you don't care, because they're showing you they don't care. They're not trying to pretend otherwise. So it's almost, or I see it as a waste of time to even open up the discussion. I just say, just cut it loose. Just cut it loose, honestly. And if a person, you've done that and they come back and they say, oh, I haven't heard from you, or whatever the case may be, then it shows that they care enough that they even notice, and they care enough to actually see what's wrong. But if they don't even care to see what's wrong, the universe, as people love to say, the world we live in is abundant. It is abundant. And when you are abundant, and when you are full and fulfilling yourself and filling, you're going to spill over, and you're going to not only give to the right people who deserve what you have to give and need what you have to give and appreciate what you have to give, but you will also start to attract those people who are in alignment with you. When you give space, when you make space. I remember it was in The Secret, and this woman was ready for her life partner, and I don't know if in the book they mentioned it or if she did it. I think she did it. She would sleep on one side of the bed. She wouldn't just sprawl out, in the middle of the bed. She would actually sleep on the side of the bed because she was preparing herself mentally for that partner who would be on the other side. In her closet, she would make space. It was making space in her heart. So she wasn't going to have the same interactions with even other men that she would normally have, because she was preparing herself for the partner that was alive right now, present right now, at that moment. So this is the same thing. If you want to be your higher self, now after all this long-windedness, the summary is, in becoming your higher self and achieving your higher self, you have to know what to let go of. This includes people. People who bring you down, people who make you sad, people who don't want to support you, people who don't care when you have feelings that need to be expressed, people who are all about themselves. They do not have room or space in your world where you are your higher self. So you have to let them go to make room for those who are cultivating, or to make room for those who are there for you, who are supportive of you, and who are in alignment with who you are becoming.